you ever wonder why the more you chase a woman, the faster she slips away? It's not your looks. It's not your bank account. It's the way you're showing up. And here's the part no one tells you. Women don't fall for the man who's always there, begging for attention. They fall for the man who could walk away tomorrow and not lose a second of sleep. In the next few minutes, I'm gonna break down exactly how to become that man, the one she can't stop thinking about. But before we get into it, if you want more straight, no BS truths about attraction, purpose, and power, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with a man who needs to hear it. Alright, let's get started. 1. The invisible flame, how stillness triggers obsession. Most men try to impress by talking more, doing more, showing more. But the man who really gets under her skin says less, does less, and somehow holds the entire room. A stoic man disturbs the air without raising his voice. He doesn't fidget. He doesn't rush to fill the silence. He meets her eyes and lets the moment burn. It's like a flame that doesn't roar. It just burns quietly, dangerously. Here's the secret. When you stop chasing, she starts leaning in. When she feels like she's the one trying to impress you, her heart's already halfway there. Be still. Be aware. Be unpredictable. Let your words come slow. Let your touch be intentional. Let your presence say more than noise ever could. Because when she can't read you, when her charm doesn't melt you the way it melts other men, her mind starts to race, and that's when the fantasy begins. 2. The scarcity principle. Why she craves the man who isn't always there. Availability kills attraction. Most men think if they're always texting, always calling, she'll feel special. But the truth is she feels bored. Love isn't built on consistency alone. It's built on mystery, plus meaning. A stoic man doesn't overshare. He doesn't live for her validation. He makes her earn pieces of him. He drops hints, not his whole soul. Show up with strength, then withdraw with purpose. Text her, but not out of desperation. Call her, but let her wonder why you didn't yesterday. The man she sees every minute becomes background noise. But the man who's both present and elusive, that's the man who haunts her thoughts. 3. Awaken her depth. Speak to her soul, not just her smile. Any man can say, "You're beautiful," but that's lazy. That's surface level. And every guy before you has already said it. A stoic man sees more. He notices the way her voice drops when she talks about something that matters. The way her eyes shift when she's holding something back. He catches the little pauses, the tiny defenses she hides behind. And when you speak to that, the real her, you're not just flattering, you're unlocking. She starts to feel like you see the parts of her no one else has ever bothered to notice. That's when the walls start to drop. She tells you stories from her childhood. She admits the fears she hides from the world. She shares dreams she's never dared to say out loud. In that moment, you're not just a crush. You're her emotional home. And once she feels that, every other man becomes replaceable except you. So stop complimenting what's obvious. Speak to what's hidden. That's where her heart lives. 4. The hero without a script. Why women crave a man who moves without permission. Most men walk into a woman's life carrying a script. What should I say? What does she want me to do? What's the right move? But a man who needs instructions isn't leading. He's following. A stoic man writes his own script. He walks into a room with quiet certainty. He's grounded, unshaken, unmoved by whether anyone approves. And when a woman tests him, and she will, he doesn't flinch. She pulls away. He stays calm. She throws a tantrum. He doesn't chase. He's the mountain that doesn't bow to the wind. Abs might catch her eye, but emotional control, that's what grips her soul. It tells her, I don't need you to like me to know who I am. Stop asking for permission to exist. Be kind but unbending. Generous but untouchable. Curious but never needy. A woman doesn't want to manage you. She wants to follow you. And she can only follow if you're already moving. 5. Create emotional contrast. Keep her addicted. If you're the same every day, she'll figure you out. And once she does, the mystery dies. Predictability is comfortable, but comfort kills desire. A stoic man knows how to shift. One day you're warm, present, fully locked in with her. The next you're gone, buried in your mission, unreachable. Not because you're playing games, but because you have a life she can't fully control. This push and pull creates tension, and tension is the oxygen of attraction. Psychologists call it intermittent reinforcement, giving just enough to keep her invested, then pulling back, so she's left wanting more. It's like a song that lingers because of its pauses, not just its notes. You let her feel your warmth, then you return to your mystery. She's never quite sure what's coming next, and that uncertainty keeps her hooked. Don't be one note. Be the storm and the calm after it. Be the fire and the shadow it casts. That rhythm, that contrast, that's what she'll crave. 6. The power of boundaries. Why saying no is an art. Most men are terrified to tell a woman no. They think if they disagree, if they push back, she'll lose interest. But here's the truth. A man with no boundaries is a man with no value. A stoic man doesn't bend his principles for beauty. He doesn't abandon his priorities because she pouts. And when he says no, it's not out of spite. It's because he respects himself enough to protect his time, his mission, and his standards. That resistance makes you more magnetic because it shows her you're not chasing approval. You're not afraid to risk her mood, to stay true to yourself. The world is full of men who fold at the first sign of a smile, but the one who stands firm, that's the one she'll test and eventually trust. Clear boundaries aren't walls, they're a frame. They define who you are, and for a woman worth your time, that frame is the most powerful magnet you've got. 7. The power of legacy. Make her fall in love with your mission. The most irresistible man isn't the one with the perfect face. It's not even the richest guy in the room. It's the man with a mission. A man with purpose moves differently. He wakes up with fire in his eyes. He's building something bigger than himself. And here's the twist. It's not about her, it never was. When she meets that man, something shifts. She realizes he doesn't need her. He chooses her. Because he can disappear into his work for a week without apology. He can walk away from drama without hesitation. He's not chasing pleasure. He's chasing something that will outlive him. That kind of man triggers something ancient in a woman. The instinct to stand beside the force that's going somewhere. So here's the truth. You'll never make her fall for you until you've fallen in love with your own destiny. Let her fall in love with watching you build. Let her know she'll never be worshipped more than your purpose. That balance, that's legendary. So here's the bottom line. Attraction isn't about chasing. It's not about tricks. It's about who you are when the world can't shake you. Be the man who moves with purpose, who speaks with weight, who can walk away from anything that doesn't serve his mission. Because when you live like that, she doesn't just notice you, she remembers you. Stillness, scarcity, depth, boundaries, contrast, leadership, presence, purpose. These aren't just dating tips. This is how you carry yourself every day. And when you master that, you stop competing for attention. You become the prize. If this hit you, don't just click away. Subscribe, like, and share this with a man who needs to hear it. Because the world has enough men who chase. It needs more men who lead. Now, take what you've learned here. Go live it, quietly, powerfully, and for good.